Welcome back. If you have just joined us, let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Police have been trying to find out why student Damien Whitfield was on the M27 motorway in Hampshire moments before he was knocked over and killed. He was struck by at least 3 vehicles, including a police car.
And Dorset couple Helen and Jerry Alford, who've devoted much of their life to helping thalidomide victims in Brazil, have had to give up. They say their work has taken a heavy toll on their health and finances.
You can find out more about those and other items in tonight's programme on our website, meridiantv.com.
Well, now, with most schools breaking up at the end of this week for the summer holidays, it's going to be an expensive time for us mums and dads.
I'll say that again. You see, it's estimated working parents will spend more than £1,000 this summer keeping their children entertained. For tonight's Meridian Report, Amy Aitchison investigates the true cost of having fun while school's out.
I'm going bowling. I'm going kickboxing. I'm going to see Tomb Raider. I'm going shopping.
When it comes to the summer holidays, the wish list is endless.
I'm going to tennis club.
But keeping your children entertained over the school break doesn't come cheap, costing up to £1,200. One of the places you might try bringing them to is an amusement arcade. Or you might try a trip to the local cinema. Of course, there's all the books and videos you might try to buy them. And don't forget, it doesn't come cheap taking them to all those fast food restaurants.
The last 2 Augusts have cost me over £1,000 in childcare.
And they tend to badger you for things as well, like the cinema.
Oh, yeah. That's what being a kid's all about. So, wanting what's on the telly and everything.
The mothers who help run this summer activity centre at Loxheath near Southampton know just how much it all costs.
You want to treat the children during the summer holidays, so you tend to, I suppose, you splash out on things like ice creams, day trips to the theme parks, that sort of thing, and obviously they can be very expensive in the long run.
It costs £17 a day to send your child here, but if you do want a family day out, it's worth investigating the prices first. We looked at how much it would cost a family of 4 to visit various attractions here in the south. Paulton's Park in Hampshire costs £37. A day pass to Butlins in Bognor Regis would cost £29, while 2 adults and 2 children going to Monkey World in Dorset would cost £19. But it's estimated many people end up spending the same again on food and drinks once they're inside an attraction. So remember, there are cheaper options.
Take a picnic with you, have a nice bit of quality time together, find a little grassy patch and spend some nice fun time together and save yourself a fortune on those very expensive restaurants. I would always recommend to use your local councils and leisure facilities that are available. They often run play schemes which are reasonable and you know your children are well cared for.
The survey by the Abbey National found most families with 2 children spend an extra £100 a week on things like childcare and outdoor pursuits. Almost half relied on family and friends to look after their young ones, while 20% organised a daytime nursery or activity centre.
I think the big kick comes out in us parents, and we want to take them to Legoland and Holton's Park and all the attractions, so it's a catch-22 situation because you want to work so that you've got the extra finance to fund the children over the holidays. But then while you're working, half of that money, if not more, is going on childcare facilities in the first place.
I'm going bowling.
But when it comes to the school break, one thing's for certain.
I just wish it was summer holidays all year round.
Amy Aitchison for Meridian Tonight.
It's absolutely staggering, that is. And if you want to see the effect those figures can have on a grown man, if you want to see a grown man cry, let's put the camera now on Gareth Evans, can we? Gareth, you have 3 children at £1,200 per child for the summer holidays. That's £3,600. That's a few Meridian Tonights, mate.
I'm going to send them out to work as chimney sweeps to help pay for it all, I tell you. Can't afford it. Only joking, kids. Well, we start with cricket, and Sussex are currently in action in a day-night game against Essex. It's the first of 4 floodlit matches to be played at home this season. Alex Lewis reports.
Glorious sunshine, a crowd of over 3,000, and not surprisingly, Sussex captain Chris Adams choosing to bat after winning the toss. Most of these day-night games are won by the team batting first, and after a slow start, the Sussex openers took control. Zimbabwean Murray Goodwin continuing his excellent season. Matched almost run for run by Richard Montgomery, who's having his best year ever for Sussex. Essex are bottom of the second division of the Norwich Union League, and their bowlers simply couldn't contain the onslaught as the Sussex duo made rapid progress towards a very large total. Montgomery was the first to make a half-century, taking just 64 balls. Goodwin got his a ball later, his 50 taking 73 balls, an opening partnership of 176, which should be enough to give Sussex their third win of the season. Alex Lewis for Meridian Tonight.
And the latest score we have is that Sussex are 184 for 1 off 36 overs, going well. Hampshire athlete Ewan Thomas faces a race against time to be picked for next month's World Championships. 27-year-old Thomas, who's missed the last 2 seasons through injury, came second to Mark Richardson in last night's 400 metres final at the trials in Birmingham. That would normally guarantee him a place in the British team, but he failed to meet the qualifying time by just 0.05 of a second, and now has 7 days to meet the selectors' demand. Sussex tennis player Martin Lee is today celebrating his breakthrough into the world's top 100. The British number 3 has moved up to 95th in the rankings after reaching his first ATP Tour final at Newport, Rhode Island. Despite losing to South African Neville Goodwin, the 23-year-old from Worthing is convinced he can reach even greater heights. Well, the dear old Dell went under the hammer yesterday. What's left of Southampton Football Club's home for over a century was sold lot by lot. Already stripped of its former glory, these were the last rites before the ground is flattened to make way for a housing development. Everything had to go, from interior furnishings to famous landmarks. The dugout went for £240, while lot number 375 fetched £460. In brighter times, the square clock used to stand proud at the top of the East Stand. It now belongs to a Saints fan who's a doctor in Kent.
I've looked at it and sweated over it for so long. We had to have it at the end of the day. We were going to go to £500, any more than that, no more, but I think it's a bargain. I think it's a terrific clock.
And where's it going to go?
I'd like to put it in the dining room. My wife doesn't know yet.
I'm sure she's going to have something to say about that. Imagine this huge clock in the dining room. I don't think so. That's it.
He's also going to surprise with the physiotherapy table, absolutely. I happen to know. Now then, the church was booked, the flowers arranged, and the bride looked stunning, of course. Only one thing remained to get from church to reception.
Yes, but for the Jury family in Wiltshire, that posed no problems at all. After all, when you're a plant hire contractor, there's plenty of transport available, even though it might be a trifle unconventional. Penny Sylvester takes up the story.
When Jo Morgan married into the Jury family, she knew what she was taking on. Her new father-in-law's passion for diggers goes back decades. So instead of the limo, Jo and Nick proudly left the church in a digger. And apparently it wasn't a bumpy ride.
No, it wasn't too bumpy, no. It didn't go too fast, nothing about 25 mile an hour. But on these machines, they got RCS machines, so we promised them it was well cleaned off, no grease. And no, the dresses didn't blow up either.
This is the man who stopped the car on his own honeymoon so he could watch a ball and chain machine at work demolishing a building, who is delighted when he hears there's a building site near his holiday hotel in Spain and has his own collection of model machines.
Live and breathe diggers, really. My wife gets fed up because in the lounge and all, we got them on the sideboard, places like that. I think there's about 400 or 500 plus. I mean, they're not, they're scattered all over the place. Boxes everywhere. Most people go to bed counting sheep. I go to bed counting diggers.
The happy couple have left it all behind. They're off to Sri Lanka and the Maldives for their honeymoon, leaving Dad to dream of diggers. Penny Sylvester at Durrington for Meridian Tonight.
Takes all sorts.
It does take all sorts, and good luck to the happy couple. Well, smooth, sockless Martin Davis will be here with the weather forecast in just a moment. But first, a family who've had to cope with all sorts of weather conditions over the past 3 years. You see, Sarah and Jerry Standen and their 4 children have spent that time sailing around the world. And as some viewers may have seen yesterday, they returned home to Portsmouth after covering 34,000 miles and visiting 33 different countries. Some feat, and what an education for those kids, eh?
I bet they're glad to be back.
Yes.
Now
You think so?
Yes, well, Martin Davis is back. He looks like our man in Havana, the way he's dressed. Tropical suit, no socks, as we pointed out.
I've got they're socks, they're just hairy foot-coloured socks.
No tropical weather, though, is it? It's going to change.
Well, there's probably plenty of tropical weather, but not here. You know, it's just awful here. Glorious day today for most of us. You've had the day off, you were very lucky, because probably the best day of this week by far. Glorious sunshine. And I think when the programme's finished, the best plan would be to nip outside and enjoy the evening, because it's fine and sunny for the rest of the evening too. Lots of sunshine, as you see on the satellite picture for today at least, but these are the storm clouds gathering out to the north and west of us. A deep area of low pressure yet again. Weather fronts too, so the outlook is very, very unsettled. These fronts will come through us through the day tomorrow. You can see on the chart for lunchtime tomorrow, the front's just coming in from the west there, so a spell of fairly heavy rain for a while, and then the low pressure and the weather fronts will move away to keep us very showery right through the rest of this week. So the evening is fine, dry, some sunshine still. Most of the night will be dry too, but by the end of the night, the western half of the region will have the rain already there, and I think that's going to come very quickly east across all parts of the region through the day tomorrow. So the western half, a wet morning, you'll see there, temperatures struggling through the morning, the winds gradually freshening. As the weather front moves away to the east, so we'll see it turning more showery in the afternoon. Some sunshine certainly for the second half of the day, but still some heavy showers even when the general rain has moved away. In the east, well, the far east of our region may just start the day dry, but the rain will come in from the west very quickly through the morning, and then very slowly, I think, for the eastern half of the region, you'll find the sun coming through during the afternoon. It will eventually brighten up, but it will be a very slow process tomorrow. Lots of rain, 19 at best, and that's just 66 Fahrenheit. And there's the outlook for the next couple of days. The low pressure keeping us very showery right through this week, as you see, so it looks nothing like summer, I'm afraid, much more like autumn. Let's finish off with the summary then for the next 24 hours. Thank you, Connor, for your lightning picture there. Cloud and rain in the west of the region by the end of tonight, and for all of us through the day tomorrow. It'll turn showery later, but temperatures probably only around 18.
It's not good enough. The Sandcastles competition starts soon. You've got to improve on that. Debbie Middleton's got the late news at 11:20. Thank you for your company this evening. We wish you a happy and peaceful evening, and join us tomorrow at 6. Till then,
bye-bye.
Good night.